YouTube, you already know why you're here because you clicked on the video, and I am not here to waste your time. So let's go ahead and get into it. In today's video, by the time you leave, you'll be able to run your own influencer marketing strategy. You'll know exactly how to pick quality influencers for your med spa, for your aesthetics dental practice, for your dermatology practice. If you're an aesthetic service provider and your goal is to make people look better and feel better about themselves in any way, shape, or form, then this video is going to help you out tremendously. Plus, I have a little download, a little freebie, like always, that I'll have available for you guys to go along with this video. And I'm pretty sure you're going to love it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Navigating influencer marketing, finding the best med spa social media influencers. Let's go. Oh yeah, by yours truly, Cheri. And who is she? Who is Cheri? Marketing strategist and online educator, video content creator. Why am I qualified to be giving you this information? Owner of Cheri Cobb Creative, which is a marketing company, and we specialize in helping both medical and dental aesthetic service providers use their likeliness and use the internet to grow their patient base, increase their awareness, and their overall sales. Okay, so that's what I'm here. That's why I'm able to give you this information. And just a little bit of to add a cherry on top, I also have experience as an influencer myself on both sides of the field. So I have been in positions to scout for influencers, and I have been in positions where I have done influencer and content creation work myself. For those of you who are familiar with my story, and you've been watching my content forever, like all of my day ones out there, shout out to y'all, you know who you are. You know that I started off pretty much as a lifestyle blogger influencer. I did a few hotel collaborations where I would stay at hotels in exchange for content, stay there for free. I actually work with a very popular brand called, not vitamin water. What is the name? Why can't I think of the name? And I drink the water. It's not vitamin water. It's not Gatorade. I cannot think of the name. Body Armor. That's it. I worked with a popular brand called Body Armor. Some of you may remember that, you know. So basically, what I'm here to tell you is that I know what I'm talking about because I've done both things before in my time, and have been quite successful at it. And I'll be honest, influencer marketing for me wasn't really something that I took very seriously. So I didn't pursue it as I did, you know, like marketing and social media management and things like that. But it is an additional source of income for me. So that's what makes me qualified to be on your screen right now. Let's go ahead and get into it. Here's what you're going to learn today. You're here to learn. I'm going to go over a lot of information. Some of this may be completely foreign to you if you're a beginner. Goodness, I feel so bad for you right now. But save this for later. Come back and watch it, reference it as much as you possibly need to, and just understand that I am here to help. Okay, so let's go. What is influencer marketing? Influencer marketing stats, how to get started, agreements, legal considerations, consents, and all of that. And plus, I told you guys I had a free download for you. Understanding key terms, because there are a lot of little terms out there. And one thing I will say, marketing, I always reference marketing and medical billing because, for one, I was a medical biller back in my day before I started my marketing company. And one thing about both of these industries, we will slap a term on something. It may have 3 or 4 different terms, but it is the same meaning, the same goal, same result. And we're going to talk a little bit about that too. What to look for in your influencer. That is extremely important, and we will get into that. How to get a return on investment and performing giveaways, analyzing performance, and just building long-term relationships with your influencers. We're going to talk about all of that. So grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, whatever your method is for note taking, and let's go. How many times have I said let's go already? Okay. What is influencer marketing and influencer marketing stats? So influencer marketing is basically just another form of marketing. It's, it falls under social media, content creation, video content, all of the sorts. It's just another form of marketing. Bottom line, it's when your business collaborates with a local socialite that has influence within the local community. Local is a keyword. It is a keyword, a trigger word that I'm probably going to say a lot of times throughout this video, because a lot of my content is made for med spa owners and brick and mortars. And a lot of you guys have a practice or a building, a location. Okay. So it is very important that you focus on local influencers. Okay. And the goal, the bottom line, is to increase awareness and revenue for your aesthetics business and to keep you top of mind, okay? To make your business memorable so that when people are ready to spend money on aesthetic services, you will be the first one to come to mind, okay? That is what it's all about, bottom line. And I want to read a little bit of statistics for you numbers people out there like me. We love the data because the data is so important. I pulled this right off of Aspire.io. And Hootsuite has some information, but this particular comment right here came from Aspire.io. So you can go do your own research, but it says currently valued at over $21 billion. So that means that the influencer marketing industry right now is valued at $21 billion. So think about how serious that is. That means it's serious. That is definitely worth tapping into as an aesthetic service provider. But the problem is a lot of you just do not know how, and that is what we're going to focus on today in this video, because I want to make sure you're doing it the right way. I've seen some things, I have some stories, I'll get into that later, but I'm just saying. And the last thing is to discuss the importance of regularly reviewing and adjusting your goals to, you know what, I'm going to be so honest, that last comment there, it is from the previous slide and I just didn't take it off. So, so do not pay any attention to that. I was looking, I'm like, what? Metricool, even though I love Metricool, shout out to y'all, has nothing to do with this. How to get started with influencer marketing, agreements, legal considerations, consents, and all of that. The first thing that I would recommend that you do is have a clear understanding of which services you want to highlight during this campaign. And the reason why I say which services is because usually as a med spa owner, aesthetic service provider, you offer a lot of different services. So you want to be specific. Do you want your influencers to focus more on aesthetics? You want them to focus on body contouring, or maybe you're just getting started. If you are just getting started, then yes, this part really does not apply to you. But if you're someone that's kind of been doing this for 3 or 4 or 5+ years, you have a lot of different services, I would suggest that you use this time to highlight and promote a service or services, treatments or products or something like that, that you really want to drive more awareness to or increase more sales around, if that makes sense. So be very strategic with this and just make sure it makes sense. Be very selective with your influencers. We'll talk about the selection process later on in this video, but just making sure you're not just picking, people because they have a bunch of followers and yada, yada. We'll get into that. Decide on your incentive early on. What are you going to gift your influencers? It's 50% off each visit, 50% off every other visit, 25% off each visit, 10% off each visit that is a complete slap in the face. Do not offer your influencers 10% off each visit. We know that is pennies to nothing. And we all know every little bit helps, but when we're talking about trading, asking for people's time, because at the end of the day, that's what you're doing. You're asking for people's time and opinions and their vulnerability. I probably still said that wrong, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. You're asking for all that and you just can't think that people are going to do that for 10% off. Okay. I wouldn't. And both parties need to sign an agreement. Now, I'll tell you two quick stories. One, I was working with a cosmetic dentist and he decided to treat a famous NFL player. Well, the NFL player had his own agreement, as he should, but my client, who was not my client at the time that this went down, because it would not have went down like this, my client didn't get his own agreement. He just signed the NFL's players agreement because, like most business owners, they don't really understand the importance of influencer marketing. They really just think, oh, we're just getting someone in here for a cool, fun video that has a lot of followers, and then boom, they all come through the door. There's a lot of steps that should take place in between. And if those don't take place, things like this can happen. They decided to continue to use the content because it was all passed on to me during the onboarding process. They decided to use the content and, they gave me consents and things like that. And then bottom line, we realized that we should have stopped using this content about 2 years ago, okay? And it's things like that that are very important because gratefully, this dentist and this NFL player had a great relationship. So, it didn't really get nasty, but we know things like that can get nasty real quick. So to prevent things like that, don't just sign an agreement with them because, you are in control. You hold the key to the castle, okay? So don't look at it as like you're doing them a favor because that's not what it is, okay? So you make sure you sign an agreement that they have, get a copy, all that good stuff. And then you also have your own agreement, which is what I have available for you guys today. I have a free copy of the agreement that I actually use for our accounts, and it'll be linked down in the description box below. You can download it. It's free. It's yours. Now, again, like I stated in the beginning of this video, I am not a lawyer. I would highly recommend that you seek legal advice or just, even as a second opinion, hey, this is what I have. Are you able to draft something up that is a little more professional, more I guess that can stand in the court of law if need be, okay? So you do that on your own time. But this is just something that you can start with, at least so you can know the seriousness behind it and you can know what you should expect from your influencers so that you can get the proper return. So yeah, get access to that download and voila. Okay, understanding key terms. There's a lot of different terms out there. Like I told you guys in the beginning, many different terms, same result, same goal. The goal of a successful influencer marketing strategy is to increase your awareness and to increase the money in the bank. Bottom line, it's, nothing more, nothing less. Now you have a paid influencer. A paid influencer usually is someone, yes, who has a lot of influence. And this means a lot of followers, a lot of engagement, a lot of comments, a lot of shares, saves, all that stuff. You guys, there are tools out there that people can actually investigate and do their homework and pull up all of this information. Okay. So a paid influencer, they're going to usually want money for their time. Bottom line, they're going to want money for their time. They're not new to this. They're true to this. They've been around the block before. So basically, they're going to want money. Okay. They're going to want money. They're going to want the service to be gifted. And that's just what it is. They're business owners. They are running a business. Now, when I was in this industry, I didn't really consider myself an influencer. Maybe more like a mini influencer, but I'll just be honest, like I didn't really ask for a whole lot of money in the beginning because I didn't know any better. Like I just didn't know any better. But once I realized that it was more about the content and not my actual followers, that's when the game changed for me personally. That's my experience. Now let's talk about an ambassador. I was an ambassador for a watch company called Jord Watch. This was many years ago. Basically, they sent me a watch and I created all types of social media content around this watch. I created a blog post. If I can find that, I will screenshot that and just pop it up here so y'all can see it. I created a blog post about this watch, and they gave me a unique tracking code. And then every time I wrote a blog post or I did a social media post or I talked about it on live or whatever, I would give them my unique code. So when they decide to make a purchase and they, buy this watch, they use the code and then I get the credit. Okay. So that's kind of what an ambassador is. An ambassador can either be gifted the service, or they can just kind of get 50% off, or something like that. It's honestly all of these things, once you hear me speak them through, you'll realize they really all have, it's the same thing, honestly. And then you have the UGC creator, and UGC stands for user generated content creator. And what that is, and I'll break that down for you in a way that you can digest it as an aesthetic service provider. Say you just got a new facial cleanser. One of the sales reps, they came into your suite, they did what they do, and they sold you. Now you carry their skincare line, and you have a whole suite of products for them. Okay. You're going to take these products, you're going to box them up, and you're going to send them out to some like beauty blogger or someone that does like skincare wellness. Like if you even go look on, a lot of my videos and all across social media platforms, you can kind of tell where I do this a little bit within my content. I create user generated content for different like skincare brands and things like that, right? So what we're doing is we're just creating content because it's like, I'll be honest, it's way more cost effective to get someone like me to do it, or someone that is like an influencer or something like that to do it, because for one, we're not going to charge $10,000. Some paid influencers, they're charging that. I'm not knocking them, but bottom line, the goal is these companies, these brands, they want to take the more cost effective route. So you're gonna send your products to this beauty blogger, and you're gonna have this beauty blogger create all sorts of content with your skincare products. And that is what you call user generated content. And out of all of these terms, I would focus on one that is a a UGC creator, because they can create the content and just hand it over for you. Now you have content that you can use on your account. Now, if you want to use their likeliness, their personality, their faces, all that type of stuff, then that's when we're getting back up to the influencer, to the paid influencer, because we're working off their likeliness. And the reason why influencer marketing works so well is because people buy from people. People buy from people. They do not buy from corporations or from businesses or from logos. They buy from people. So if I'm interested in getting a new set of veneers, and with everything going on right now with this whole veneers tech thing, people are just doing them fraudulently and all the things, right? I need to know that I can trust the person that is about to give me a $50,000 smile. And the way that I trust you is by, seeing that people just like me are using you. They're coming to you. They're using the teeth. I don't know. I know you don't whiten veneers, but I'm just going to say they use the teeth whitening that you recommend, or they use the sunscreen that you recommend. I follow this aesthetic dentist on TikTok, and she is bomb.com at what she does. Let's just say that. She's an aesthetic dentist, and she's also a content creator. She's a paid influencer, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure she works with like Skin Better. She works with It's Clinical. She works with Hydrinity. She works with all these different companies, right? And she's just doing normal stuff, like sharing her morning skincare routine. She just so happens to be an aesthetic dentist, so it makes it that much more interesting, because a lot of you don't show things like that. You think everything is about your treatments and your products and yada yada yada, and she's taking a different approach, and that is why she is winning. I wish I knew what her name was. I don't, but I will probably talk about her again in another video. All right, so here's the good part. What to look for in your influencer. First off, let's start with what you don't look for. Do not be concerned about the follower count. Follower count does not matter because people can buy fake followers and you can spot that quick, fast, in a hurry. You guys have heard me talk about that before in plenty of my videos, okay? Plenty. So you want to make sure that this person is omnipresent and that they're using social media effectively. Are they only on Facebook? Are they only on Instagram? Make sure they're to get the most out of it because it's all about reach. It's all about how many people can you get your content in front of. Remember that. So if they're omnipresent, that's the gift that keeps on giving. You're going to get more money for, is it more bang for your buck? Yes, you're going to get more bang for your buck. Okay. You want someone that can create quality content. Now, this takes some investigation. This takes some homework. Go look at their content that's on their page now. What are they doing? Are they uploading TikTok videos to Instagram? Are they creating videos that have like the ugly black borders? Is it low resolution? Are the words not matching with the, just all kinds of stuff. I'm a little picky, I'll be honest. I've been called picky in my time, but I look for all that stuff because at the end of the day, this influencer is representing your brand. Remember that. You want someone with great overall engagement. Now, what does that mean? You want someone that is receiving comments, not purchase and faked comments, okay? Genuine comments from local people in the local community. Remember, there goes that local word again. Now, what does that look like? Well, again, it takes a little bit of homework. Going to look at the comments and clicking on the people that are commenting and seeing, are they in the same local area or are they in Nova Scotia or Timbuktu? Because a lot of people have a little, remember, I told you guys, I've been doing this for a long time. And when I first started, I didn't know any better. So I participated in these little tactics like follow for unfollow and engagement pods and all the things. So I know all the tricks. That's why I can spot this stuff very easily, right? And you don't want someone like that to represent your brand because what they're basically doing is they're clogging up your feed, they're clogging up your algorithm with a bunch of people who will never step foot in your practice. So with that being said, you want to make sure, and that's why this is in caps, you want to make sure this person has local influence. Now, you could sell skincare products, okay? You could sell ebooks, digital products. You could be someone that, does all that stuff. And then obviously your marketing approach, your targeting would be slightly different. Maybe you're not 100% focused on local influence. That's another video for another day. But for those of you who are, local influence is so important, and that's what matters the most. You want to make sure they're not paying for fake followers. I'm actually going to be filming a video here soon about how you can, not how you can spot, but I'm going to film a video for you guys to tell you how detrimental purchasing fake followers is for your overall growth, okay? So we'll talk more about that, but just know it's easy to spot. And you don't particularly want to work with an influencer that has purchased fake followers. You just don't want to do that. Look at their past collaborations because you really want them to be exclusive to you, but a lot of the times that costs money. Okay. Remember, I'm telling you guys this from both sides of the field. If I ever had like, for example, when I did work with Body Armor told me I couldn't, for 6 months, I couldn't work with vitamin water. I couldn't work with Gatorade. I could only work with them. So if you want these people to be exclusive to you, and here's why. Okay. Let me put your aesthetic service provider lens on real quick. If I'm an influencer and I'm working with you, I'm coming to get my Botox from you, my fillers from you, my body contouring from you. You are helping me manage my weight. I'm doing all of that with you. And then I pop out and I'm like, hey, now I'm going down the street and I'm getting this done. Think about how that will tank this person's trust and credibility and all of the things, okay, that you need for this marketing campaign to thrive. So I want you to remember that you want to look at that stuff. Are they working with other med spas in your area? Do they just have their teeth done at another dentist's office? Make sure you check all that stuff and ask them, well, are they willing to be exclusive to you, and see what they say. It just really depends on the person that you're working with. They might say, oh, of course, absolutely. Now they may send you an invoice. You just really never know. Okay. Authenticity, it matters on camera. I really just told you guys about this, but it's important because it helps build trust. And if the audience does not trust these people, then what type of influence do they really have? Okay. And you want to make sure this person is the obvious. You want to make sure this person is compliant and that they follow simple directions with very little monitoring, because this is the type of things that happen with some of our accounts. We give these influencers free range, we do. But recently we had to actually hire someone that monitored to make sure the influencers were, holding up their side of the bargain, because we don't, the med spa, our clients, they don't have time to sit and check this type of stuff out. Our dentists, they definitely don't have time to sit and do stuff like this. So it's our job at the end of the day. We have to make sure it's actually getting done. So yeah, having an influencer that's compliant and follow directions, we love that. We love that. All right, now this one gets a little texty, okay? It's a little deep. So screenshot all the things, whatever you need to do, because I want to make sure you're not just doing this for the clicks and the vanity metrics and the likes and the free services and the hype around all that stuff. And the biggest mistake that you can make, because we've had an account that did this, she was administering Botox to her hairdresser. Now he was getting Botox, he was getting laser, he was getting the works. Let's just say that. And then every time she would go get her hair done, I mean, she might spend $300 versus his services. Oh, and his significant other, let's not leave that out. They were getting maybe about 2K worth of services versus her little $300 hairstyle. I said, absolutely not, because now, there's no documentation, there's no expectations, there's none of that in place. All there is just a bunch of assumptions. I assume because I'm doing this for him, I'm doing this for the family member, that they're going to go promote me. And then they don't promote you because you just assume it was never actually set in stone. Okay. And now everybody's mad. And now that's a relationship that's kind of gone down the drain, all because of a misunderstanding. Okay. So do not assume, have it in writing, because a lot of the times the services that you guys provide, they don't match up with your hairstylist and your lash tech. Okay, I'm just I'm just being honest. Okay, so I'm going to read through this. Partner with influencers. It is not just about creating cute videos and offering free services. To achieve a solid ROI, you need a structured process, and you need to actually stick to it. Don't just have it and don't follow it. Stick to it, okay? Give your influencers unique codes that can be tracked within your POS. And each time they share content with their audience, make sure they give that code to their followers, and then make sure their followers are using that code at checkout. This is how you accurately track the sales each influencer's this is how you accurately track. What am I saying? Oh, what am I reading? This is how you accurately track the sales each influencer generates, if you really want to get a return on this. And then monitoring these codes, it just basically helps you identify your top influencer. So if you were working with Becky, Sally, and Tasha generates the most sales within a 6-month period or a 90-day period, or whenever you decide to run your reports, gift her. Continue to work with her. Continue to allow her to come in for free services and free treatments. And then now you can continue to kind of capitalize and gain from her audience. Throw a giveaway with her. That's next. Performing giveaways and analyzing performance to build long-term partnerships with these influencers. You run a 6 to 9 month report and you incentivize the top influencer, and then you partner with them again for future marketing campaigns. For example, Tasha, she's your top performing influencer. She generated the most sales within a 6 month time frame. You're going to work with her again. Do a giveaway with her. Let her tell her followers that they're doing a joint giveaway with your aesthetics business, and you're going to offer her followers something for free. Now you're getting even more reach from her followers, and you've already done your due diligence. You've done your homework. You've done your investigation, so you know they're local followers, right? So that's how you get a return. And then you just continue to repurpose the marketing material. That is what we do. We continue to repurpose so that we're not posting this weird looking stock canvas stuff, right? We're actually using content that people like, know, recognize, and love, and it gets them in the doors. This gets them in the freaking doors, y'all. All right, so that is the end of that. Do not forget that I have the free download for you guys. It is a free agreement just to kind of help you get started with your influencer marketing campaign. If this was a lot of information and you feel like you need additional support, you can book a one-on-one consultation session. Don't forget, those come with 2 sessions, 2 90-minute sessions, and together we can work to fill in all of the gaps in your marketing strategy. So start by going to my website, www.chericobb.com. You're going to go to the Work With Us section. If you have any questions, I actually created a frequently asked questions page on my website because a lot of you were asking different questions about what type of marketing services we provided. So it's all there for you. Go ahead and just like this video, just comment down below, subscribe for more, and just enjoy watching the next few videos that you see on the next screen until the next video is up and ready for y'all. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.